Economic managers are confident of the continued growth of the country's economy this year. The details of this report from Freddie Abando.
Support for the passage of the draft Bangsamoro Basic Law has the support of the international community. For some foreign businessmen who witnessed the conflict erupt in Mindanao in the early 70s, the proposed law pending in Congress provides hope and healing for the people living in the core territories of the future Bangsamoro entity of the autonomous region of Muslim Mindanao. Today, the autonomous region is mired in poverty. Thanks to the Aquino administration, the promise of peace and prosperity is slowly taking off, and the approval of the draft law will speed up normalization of the conflict areas.
There's a great need for justice on both sides, and not for revenge. The Congress is the body that has to determine the constitutionality of the law. That process is going on now, of course, to the inevitable case that goes before the Supreme Court. But they've gone through the experience of 2007, which was unconstitutional. This is the best that the negotiators have done in 5 years. The President is supportive of it. It's part of his legacy. And there is time for the Congress to do it. So I think they should make every effort to do it in this Congress and move forward.
The inclusion of a block grant in the proposed law is similar to the internal revenue allotment for all government to fund the development of the core territories. The House Ad Hoc Committee in the Bangsamoro, chaired by Congressman Rufus Rodriguez, is in support of the block grant. NEDA Secretary Arsenio Balisacan said the block grant is a key element for the region to build its foundations for the future.
You need to invest quite substantially in Mindanao for two things. One, if you look at the social sector, the state of education, the health, the armed provinces have the lowest social indicators. So that means you really have to spend a lot into the sectors to get our people there, catch up with the rest of the country. The potentials of the armed region and the Mindanao as a whole would not be realized if you don't invest in good infrastructure, mobility, connectivity, power. So it's if you want to realize the potentials of Mindanao. So it's not a question of spending more. You have to spend whether or not for Mindanao to address the social, economic development issues.
Peace in the proposed Bangsamoro entity will have a long-term impact for the country to sustain economic growth. Peace is a driver for development, a view commonly shared by foreign governments and multilateral institutions.
A lot of reasons are undeveloped, and there's an image issue too for the country. So it's very important that it be done.
Peace in Mindanao is a big factor for the entire Philippines. We must have a closure on the issue. As I keep saying, the potentials for growth are very high in Mindanao. But more importantly, when peace is established in Mindanao, the entire country benefits from it because the perception on the country would change dramatically with the peace process succeeding.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.